Burnout, a word that has become almost synonymous with modern life. We've all felt it at some point. The exhaustion, the lack of motivation, the creeping sense that no matter how hard we push, we're just spinning our wheels. It's not just physical fatigue, it's emotional, mental, and even spiritual. But what if burnout isn't just a byproduct of working too hard? What if it's something deeper? A signal, a message from within, telling us that something in our lives needs to change. Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century, believed that burnout is more than just exhaustion. It's a sign that we've lost touch with ourselves, with our purpose, our passions, and our inner truth. And today, we're going to explore Jung's profound insights on overcoming burnout so you can not only recover, but thrive. So, whether you're feeling burned out right now or simply want to avoid it in the future, this video is for you. Let's dive into Jung's timeless wisdom and discover how to reconnect with who you truly are. What is burnout? Let's start by understanding what burnout really is. In today's fast-paced world, burnout is often seen as a badge of honor. We equate being busy with being successful, and we wear our exhaustion like a trophy. But Jung would argue that burnout isn't something to be proud of. It's something to pay attention to. Burnout isn't just about doing too much. It's about doing too much of the wrong things. It's what happens when we spend all our energy on tasks, responsibilities, and obligations that don't align with who we are at our core. Jung believed that burnout is often a symptom of living a life that's out of balance. He once said, "We cannot live the afternoon of life according to the program of life's morning." What does this mean? It means that as we grow and evolve, the things that once gave us energy may no longer serve us. Burnout is a sign that we've outgrown the life we're living, that it's time to stop, reflect, and realign with our true selves. So, if you're feeling burned out, don't just ask, "What can I do to feel better?" Ask, "What is my burnout trying to tell me?" The shadow and the role of repression. One of Jung's most famous concepts is the shadow, the parts of ourselves that we suppress, deny, or avoid. According to Jung, burnout often arises when we ignore our shadow. Think about it. How often do you say yes to things you don't want to do just to avoid conflict or meet someone else's expectations? How often do you push down your true feelings, telling yourself you don't have time to deal with them? Jung believed that when we suppress our true desires, emotions, and needs, we create an internal conflict. Over time, that conflict drains our energy and leads to burnout. For example, let's say you've always loved painting, but you gave it up years ago because it didn't seem practical. Or maybe you've always wanted to travel the world, but you've convinced yourself it's too risky. These suppressed desires don't just disappear. They go into your shadow, and the longer you ignore them, the more they weigh you down. Jung's solution? Face your shadow. Take an honest look at the parts of yourself you've been avoiding. Ask yourself, what am I pretending not to know? What am I afraid to admit? This can be uncomfortable, but it's also liberating. Because when you face your shadow, you free up the energy that's been trapped in repression. You start to live a life that feels more authentic, more aligned, and more fulfilling. The loss of meaning and its consequences. Another key insight from Jung is the importance of meaning. He believed that humans are not just creatures of habit. We're creatures of purpose. Without meaning, life feels empty, and burnout thrives in that emptiness. Jung famously said, "Man cannot stand a meaningless life." And isn't that exactly what burnout feels like? A sense that all your effort, all your hard work, isn't leading anywhere. That you're just going through the motions. If you're feeling burned out, it might be because you've lost touch with what makes your life meaningful. So, ask yourself, What truly matters to me? What do I care about deeply? This doesn't mean you have to quit your job or completely reinvent your life. Sometimes finding meaning is about small, intentional changes. It could be as simple as spending more time with loved ones, volunteering for a cause you care about, or reconnecting with a hobby that brings you joy. Jung believed that meaning is what gives life its richness. Without it, we're like a ship without a compass, drifting, but never arriving. So, if you're feeling burned out, take some time to reflect. What gives your life meaning? And how can you bring more of that into your daily routine? Restoring balance through individuation. Jung's ultimate goal for every individual was what he called individuation, the process of becoming your truest, most authentic self. And guess what? Burnout is often a sign that you've strayed from that path. Individuation is about balance. It's about integrating all the different parts of yourself, your strengths and weaknesses, your dreams and fears, your light and your shadow. It's about living a life that feels whole rather than fragmented. When we ignore our needs, suppress our desires, and over-identify with roles like the perfect employee or the selfless caregiver, we lose that balance, and burnout is the result. To overcome burnout, Jung believed we need to restore balance in our lives. This means balancing work with play, action with rest, and logic with intuition. It means giving yourself permission to slow down, to reflect, and to reconnect with who you really are. One of Jung's most powerful quotes is this: "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes." So, take a moment to look inward. What is your heart telling you? What do you need to let go of? And what do you need to embrace? Practical steps to overcome burnout. Now that we've explored Jung's ideas, let's talk about how to put them into practice. Here are 3 steps you can take today to start overcoming burnout. Create space for reflection. Take some time each day to disconnect from distractions and tune into yourself. This could be journaling, meditating, or simply going for a walk in nature. Ask yourself, what's really going on inside me? What do I need right now? Reconnect with your passions. Think back to a time when you felt truly alive. What were you doing? What brought you joy? Find small ways to bring those passions back into your life, even if it's just for a few minutes a day. Set boundaries. Burnout often comes from saying yes to too many things. Practice saying no to what drains you, and yes to what nourishes you. Remember, your time and energy are precious. Spend them wisely. These steps might seem simple, but they're incredibly powerful. Because when you start to align your life with your true self, burnout begins to fade. Burnout isn't just a state of exhaustion. It's a wake-up call. It's your mind and body's way of telling you that something needs to change. Carl Jung's insights remind us that the answers aren't out there. They're within us. By facing our shadow, reconnecting with meaning, and restoring balance, we can move from burnout to a life that feels alive, purposeful, and whole. Thank you for watching, and if this video resonated with you, please like, comment, and subscribe to Wise and Awake. Let me know in the comments. What's one small step you can take today to reconnect with yourself? Until next time, stay wise, stay awake, and take care of yourself.